Well, as you guys saw in the package opening yesterday, one of the books that I got was the trade paperback edition of the follow-up sequel to Friendship in Disguise crossover between Transformers and My Little Pony. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and pretty much Transformers Generation 1. And that is the magic of Cybertron. And the finale for it, again, really got my head scratching because I'm thinking, and I even watched Master Code's review on it, and I even read Silver Curl's review on it, and both kind of enjoyed the moment, but still both were kind of like, you could tell they were a little confused too, like, wait a minute, how does this character that's flesh and blood become this kind of a weapon? And I explained basically that it could, I'll put it this way. One person that commented on it, and I think Silver Quill even said it too, was the fact it was very Target Master-like. But again, as I mentioned in that video where I talked about, whether or not the James Harris guy, had watched Rebirth, which was the 3-part finale to the American version of Generation 1 for Transformers. I brought up the fact that the way the designs, or at least I indicated that the way the characters were designed to basically be in the alt modes, the weapons modes, or head modes, or whatever, was done to give the illusion, and this is what I was indicating that, I don't think I totally said it this way, but it was to give off the illusion that they were piloting them as well, like they were sitting down and then they will only take control when necessary. As I mentioned, there's a scene where Freakus, who is Scourge's gun, who's now the pilot of Scourge's weapon, his laser, his blaster, if you will, just kind of takes off out of Scourge's hands, turns around and points his cannons at him and says, "No, we go back to my boss right now." And I could see that being, I could see basically the character being like that. I can see the character being like that, if you will. But on the other hand, when you look at how they design the ponies, from Rarity being a shield to Applejack as a mallet, as Rainbow Dash as a battle axe, as Twilight as a saber or a sword, Pinky and Twilight as cannons or laser cannons, if you will. You look at how they're designed, you're like, how can they fit? The way they're designed, it's like, how do they fit in there as pilots? They don't. It doesn't give off that illusion, because what it mainly gives off is, hey, we just turned them into cyborgs, and that's what happened. That basically these exosuits that they're wearing made them into partial cyborgs, so now they can turn into anything they want and just be used as that item. Which again, I could see being based off the Target Master Headmaster concept and exosuit concept. But the difference is, those original concepts were done in a way with the designs that made it definitely give off the feel that yes, they were portraying the heads, they were portraying weapons, but they could also pilot those weapons. They could also transform into little micro-men robots out of those heads and all that. It gave off that illusion. But the one thing somebody brought up when they had read, I think, Silver Quill's review on it and a few others, and even Master Code's, is this is something that Hasbro should look into. They should look into making a movie or a special out of. Maybe a 2-part movie or whatever. Because one of the things they cited as an example of, basically this being a direction they could go in, is Batman versus the TMNT. They cited that as an example of a direction they could go in, because Batman versus the TMNT was just a series of comics, and look what happened. It became an animated film. Direct-to-video, that is. So why not try the same with the crossover between MLP and Transformers? I mean, I'll tell you honestly, being a fan of both, I would watch it. I would buy it. And I know one thing, the climactic scene on Cybertron would definitely be one that would get people talking. It feels very, I'll put it this way, very Revolutionary Girl Utena-like, if you catch my drift. And we're talking movie Utena, if you catch my drift. But what do you guys think? Would you guys be interested in a, movie adaptation or animated special adaptation of, the crossover between Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony, and Transformers Generation 1, or at least a version of Generation 1 to an extent? What do you think? What do you think? Comment down below. Let me know in the live chat during the premiere. Super chats and super stickers are open if you want to donate that way. But let me know what your thoughts are. And I will talk to you later. But again, do you think it would work? Do you think it would work? I think it would. I think Hasbro would have a big hit on their hands, and I think they would be foolish not to do it. And again, the ending that they can incorporate, if one of the movies, or if not the entire movie, ended on Cybertron, if they can incorporate in some shape, form, or fashion in the adaptation that this would have, of the transformation of the ponies into weapons or whatever, yeah, I can definitely see people getting a very Revolutionary Girl Utena the movie vibe, climactic ending vibe, if you know what I mean. But let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll talk to y'all later.